In our gospel today, obviously it's all about forgiveness. And we need to really listen to this, because I think probably most of us have some problem with forgiving. Now, in the gospel, Peter was being hurt by someone, and Peter was tired of forgiving him. Now, according to the Hebrew, the Jewish law, he was called to forgive up to 3 times. But Peter was thinking bigger than that. And so he asked, Lord, how many times must I forgive? Jesus said, not 7 times, but 77 times. Remember, the Hebrew number 7 is the number of completeness. So Jesus is saying our forgiveness must go on forever. It has no limits. But that doesn't set too well with us, does it? I think by nature we tend to be more like the 3 strikes and you're out crowd, you know? Think about it. Just really think about it. Let's be very real. When someone hurts you and you bring yourself to forgive that person, I mean, that's the noble thing to do, right? But if that person comes back and hurts you again, and you can sum up enough to forgive that person a 2nd time, that's beginning to look heroic. If he comes back the 3rd time, 3 strikes and you're out, buddy. Goodbye. Maybe that's more the way to do it. And yet God is saying your forgiveness should be unlimited. Do we think that's even possible? Jesus does not call us to the impossible, so we can do it, but we won't do it for various reasons. You know, how often I've heard a person say to me, I will not forgive that person because I don't want to let that person off the hook. Meaning, I want that person to realize he was wrong. I want him to know how he hurt me. But you see, forgiving does not let him off the hook. He is still answerable, for his whole life. He's going to be judged by his actions. That's not up to us. But he's not off the hook. When we forgive, we actually let ourselves off the hook. When we are hooked with unforgiveness, then that sits inside of us like a poison. And it affects our whole life, our spiritual life, even our physical health. Today's gospel gives us a very good reason to be forgiving people. Remember, in the gospel, the wicked servant was forgiven a huge debt. Huge debt. That he turns around and refuses to forgive a fellow servant a very small debt. Now, are we not like that wicked servant when we refuse to forgive? Because think of how much God has forgiven us. Think how many times have we needed God's forgiveness. And the more we realize that, how much and how often we have received forgiveness, it will help us to open our hearts to forgive one another.